And good morning. Welcome to this edition of the Real Estate Radio Hour here on WCCO. If you're just joining us for the first time, thanks for doing so. Welcome. Let me introduce you to Chris Rooney. I'm going to tell you who's in studio with us today. Chris Rooney from the Realty House, Andy Prasky with RE/MAX Real Estate Properties. Good morning, you guys. Andy Lindus is hanging around.
All right.
To help us out. Justin's back, Garth is back, and we'll have a full scheduled show. And, Chris, are you going to kick us off here?
Well, yeah, we asked Andy to stay around since he is the 2012 Professional Remodeler Magazine.
He was too humble to bring that up now.
Did he?
Yeah, he is too humble, so I'm glad you did.
No, that's great.
Now, what is this again now? What's the title? Because this is for real.
I know it is, yeah. It's with the Professional Remodeler Magazine, right?
Yep, Professional Remodeler of the Year, and a few different companies get nominated, and we're lucky enough to be chosen. Went through an interview process, and talking to the guy afterwards. The big reason why he chose us is from innovation within our company, the expansion. Like, we had the text message from the people in Kentucky. We're expanding to Cincinnati into Kentucky on the border there this year. So I mean, we're hitting those listeners here at WCCO even.
How about that?
And with the way we treat our employees, we really have almost a zero turnover rate at Lindus Construction. Something we're really proud of, and something that helps us keep our quality control up. I mean, I'm sure most people can understand that as long as I'm not training new guys on a regular basis, unless we're expanding, it makes my job easy. Everybody, is good at what they do, and that helps.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and maybe with that photo that I just saw of you in the suit coat, you maybe be in that more often.
Oh, my mom made me wear a suit coat for the photo shoot for the cover, and I don't wear suit coats. I'm sorry, it's not me. Give me a black Lindus Construction pullover and a pair of jeans, and I'm a happy guy.
Those ties get caught in those leaf guard gutters.
Yep. It's not something us contractors are wear very often, unless we have to.
Well, that's good. We wanted to talk a little, too, about how the remodeling in the housing market is happening, too. There was a real good article. It was funny. Me and Andy both grabbed it from different papers and brought it in, but talking about the housing recovery.
I actually read the article, so, Chris, you look at the pictures. And
he had a Vikings pullover on. I was going to say that. What do you think of that, Mr. Lindus?
I think it's pretty awesome.
You got your Packer one. Yeah. But anyways, just talking about in this article, the one guy was saying that, he felt he got a good buy on it. And then he came back, and they're just talking about how he's kind of fixing it up and doing some things. What are you seeing on that front? Are you seeing bigger remodeling projects, maybe porches, or is it finishing basements? Is it the windows and siding, windows, whatever?
It really is a little bit of everything. Usually it's smaller stuff when people buy the house. We get those new home buyer packets. And every now and then we put a discounted card in there, or, a special that we can get out to the new homeowners. And usually they're smaller projects. Every now and then they're the bigger projects. A lot of refinishing decks and installing decks. Seems like a lot of these homes that are in that 5 to 10 year range. People have they have the plate put on the house. Or the unfinished basement's another one. We'll go in and we'll finish the basement. People sell those homes. They buy these homes or get them built, and they're like, down the road when I can afford it, I've spent all my money building this house. When I can afford it, I'm going to finish the basement or put the deck on. And sometimes they just never get around to it. They stick in it for 5 to 10 years, sell it, and new homeowner comes in and buys it, and one of the first things they do is the deck. So,
Well, Andy, I had a question for you. A lot of our buyers nowadays want to have the basements finished, and they say, what do we need for a budget, for a range on the basement to be finished? And I've always used numbers from $30 to $50 a square foot, depending on what you pick. I mean, what numbers are we seeing in 2013 for finishing expenses?
Oh, yeah, somewhere in there. Depending on it really does depend on what you pick. The good news is all the contractors out there. And even if you're looking at buying a house, we'll work with you guys. We'll come out and give you a rough estimate, a number. This is your range for a mid-level. It's going to be, in this particular space, $15,000 to $20,000 to refinish the basement. If you don't want to meet with a contractor and get that free estimate, then just go to replacementcontractor.com, or Remodeling Magazine has it as well. And then they have that cost versus. All you have to do is Google cost versus value. You can find out the typical cost of a basement remodel on that thing in this market. You probably want to deduct 10 to 20%. It's usually about 10 to 20% less than what that article is saying. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, they shoot for the moon. Yeah. In that article, you got to remember that magazine is selling to contractors and suppliers, selling contracting and supplies. So they want that price to be up there.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't make their
It's kind of like
sponsors
suggested
angry.
retail or anything else in any other industry. But, I think one of the interesting parts about is with competitive buyers or competitive market we're in with the buyers out there and having the option to finish a basement, what's nice is that we actually have with a partner, a professional, the ability to look at houses that don't meet our criteria. For an example, we can look at 2-bedroom houses instead of the 3 that we think we need because we can add a basement downstairs. And so some of our buyers are changing their strategy because they're getting beat out on multiple offers, which I know Garth Johnson's going to talk about later in the show, is we go into some of these offers and there's 3 offers on the 4-bedroom house. Well, there's nobody bidding on the 2-bedroom. So maybe we start looking at the 2-bedroom and then have the contractor come in and finish the basement and make it, perfect for the family. So just a different strategy to help, out in a competitive market, I guess.
Well, yeah, and with less inventory, too, that we're having, and you got to kind of think of different ways, just like that article. We'll get more to that later.
All right, we have to take a break. We always welcome your real estate-related questions, either by phone or by text. The numbers are 651-989-9226, 866-989-9226, or you can send us a text at 81807. We'll be back with more of the Real Estate Radio Hour here on 830 WCCO.